Welcome to the party.
Started recording. Hello, Greg. Is this on?
Oh, hi, John. I didn't see you.
Oh, hey there,
How you
Greg.
doing?
Good, man. How about you?
I'm doing well.
Good, good. For those of you who do not know what this is Topic Thunder. Again, if you don't know what this is, go. There's 19 other episodes that kind of explain what we're going to do here.
Yeah.
For the new people that have subscribed, thank you very much. I appreciate that, or I should say, we appreciate that.
Word.
Greg, we have an announcement to kind of make. It's not really like an earth-shattering announcement, but I think it's a cool one. I think it's a good one.
It's changing my world, John. It's my entire existence here is changing. I've been promoted.
Yeah, in a way, you've been promoted. So for those of you that have a good eye at sort of these small little details, you've been noticing that our logo and our Facebook title names has changed. It is now going to be moving forward, Johnny and the Greg podcast. So congrats, Greg. You got promoted.
My name's the title now.
Yeah. They like you. They really
I
like
do.
you.
I do. I got an email. Somebody said, "You're pretty good at this," and I went, "Thanks."
So whoever that was, thank you. Going to give a shout out to one of our guests. You are going to know who it is. Whoever the guest is going to know who we're talking about. I won't say it by name. I don't know if he wants to be known by name. He is the gentleman that is commenting almost on every single Topic Thunder. So we appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your loyalty. Couple of things. Can I do a rant real quick?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. This is on Terminator.
Did you see it?
No, I refuse to see it. In fact,
you're not alone in not seeing it because a lot of people didn't see it.
Yes, thank God, because they have to get this. They have to get this. This isn't a hard thing, Greg. I'm going to go a little emotional here. This is not hard to do. Like, you want to make a good trilogy, okay? Terminator 1, Terminator 2, they were perfect. I would say bookending, they were probably two of the best movies you're ever going to get in that like genre. It was creative, it was awesome, they had great casting, it carried well. And then they just don't understand that to end it, all they got to do is just show the war, show how John Connor actually beats the machines. And to end it, you show John sending Kyle back to start the first Terminator. And if you want to, for you crazy Terminator fans out there, you can just watch the three movies in a never-ending circle of happiness.
Yeah.
But when you start adding in all this other stupid stuff, because you're trying to be, I don't know, creative, fresh, it doesn't work. We don't want to see that.
I agree with all of that. And I think what they're trying to do is that they're really trying to recapture the magic of the first two. And correct me if I'm wrong, isn't there like a 10 to 12 year period between when they made the first Terminator and when they made the second one? I mean, the second one came out when we were in high school, and I was a child when the first one came out. And it was like kind of, I mean, Schwarzenegger had been discovered. I wouldn't call him a household name at that point, but a lot of people knew where he was. It was almost like in the birthing of the 1980s action genre. And then they keep trying to recapture that. And I tell you what, Dak Shepard talks about this a lot on his podcast, how times change on what we're entertained by. And he deals a lot with comedy. He says how comedy has changed, and you can tell that even within the past 2 decades.
Absolutely.
What we used to find funny is just not really working anymore. And I think it's the same thing with action. I mean, as soon as someone revolutionizes action, which is I think about The Matrix when that came out. That revolutionized an action film, and it kind of almost revolutionized the man versus machine storyline.
Yeah, you're right.
And And even by their third movie, they weren't hitting it quite like they were in the first one. And
No.
Terminator just keeps trying to take pot shots, and they're just trying to capitalize on Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they're trying to capitalize on the Terminator. And in this one, they're trying to capitalize on Linda Hamilton coming back.
Yes.
If the story's not there, the story's not there. Stop trying to force it.
There isn't a story. Nobody wants you to basically do this to the first two movies, and that's what they're essentially trying to do each time. And I don't get that. Like, stop it, people. Stop it. James Cameron, stop. Stop.
Yeah.
Okay? Give us the war. Give us John Connor beating the robots. Because guess what? Here's the other problem they're running into. No, you're not going to top the T-1000. For those of you who do not know what the T-1000 is, it is the Terminator, the bad Terminator in Terminator 2 that can turn into liquid metal. You can't make it more scary or more dangerous than that. You can't.
Right.
You've tried. You can't.
Yeah, they keep... And I don't even know which one it was, but there was... I think we've talked about it before. Jacques Courtney, who's a decent actor. He was in one where he is the lieutenant, John Connor's lieutenant.
Goes back in time. It's Kyle Reese.
Is he? Oh, he is Kyle Reese.
Yes.
Reese. So they're doing that, and then John Connor comes back, but then John Connor is actually a Terminator.
He's the bad guy now. Like, you can't do this.
And because it's time travel, they're like, well, we'll just
it's a different timeline.
Yeah, we'll make it up as we go along. It's fine. Yeah. And it's like, it's not fine. And now your fans have spoken. Like, even your diehard fans have spoken and said, we're not going to pay to see this anymore.
Right, exactly. Now, I'm going to give spoilers away because I've watched spoiler reviews. So just anybody who is dumb enough to want to watch this movie, sorry for you. Don't listen to this anymore. I'm going to go spoilers, okay? This is how stupid it gets, Greg. John Connor in the first 5 minutes, who they bring Ed Furlong back. And
do they really?
Yeah, they DH him, right? And they're on a beach, and another Terminator that looks like Arnold kills him. Done. John Connor's dead. Okay? And then they go like five or I don't know, 10 years later, and now there's according to them, they destroyed Skynet, and now it's a new one that's turning in, like Legion or something like that. And this is the part that blew my mind, okay? The Terminator that killed John Connor literally had a change of heart, is now living in a cabin with a girlfriend and taking care of a child.
And that's Arnold.
Right? And that's Arnold. Like, you can't know. He was a Terminator. He was a robot. Yeah. He wasn't like, wow, I feel bad now that I did that.
Mm-hmm.
To feel better, I should probably get in a relationship and live on a farm and take care of a little girl. What? Just stop it.
Well, I think they will now, because the only way to get
I read something. I read something on Colander. Thank you. They said this is supposed to be the beginning of a franchise, like a trilogy, a new trilogy, and because of the, I wouldn't even say lukewarm reception it got, they've canceled it. They canceled it.
Well, good.
Yeah, no kidding, good.
And I think about like James Cameron, who's probably going to go out and fire some poor PA who is like, was the one that was going, I don't think this is a good idea. And now he's going to be like, why didn't you tell me this was a bad idea? You're fired. And, but there comes a time when people just need to put away the franchises that were there. I mean, they keep trying to bring it up and bring things back when they don't have good storylines, and it's like a nostalgia factor. They think people are going to go to the theater based off nostalgia.
I agree. And
I think at one point that was true.
I agree,
but it's not anymore. I mean, we'll go back to Star Wars.
I was just going to mention it.
when George Lucas did the episodes 1, 2, and 3,
Yeah.
a lot of us crowded into that theater at first because we were super fans and we were like, it's a new Star Wars. This is going to be awesome. And then we went to the theater, and on our first viewing, and I was in this club. Some people actually walked out saying that was terrible. I was so into it being Star Wars. I was so into it being, we're going to see like Darth Vader, Anakin becoming Darth Vader. We're going to get it. And so I was just there, and I was just watching. And so I walked out of the theater going, that wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. There like, some stuff that I would change, but overall I liked it.
So
because I was just too excited.
So you were like me with Indiana Jones Part 4.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And it was, but same thing. We walk into those and we get those feelings, and they already have our ticket money, so they don't care.
Right.
And then we come out of it going, no, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was okay. It wasn't what I would have done, but it was okay.
Right.
And then after our 50th time watching it, we're like, this movie's shit.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
That kid can't act at all. What were they thinking? I mean,
yeah.
But then they get bought by Disney, and we're like, well, Disney's a powerhouse.
Right, yeah.
Disney can put together good stories. Exactly. We've seen that.
Yeah, look what they're doing with Marvel. Yeah, absolutely.
And you just pile back in the theater again. Now, I don't want to say I'm one of the few because they're making, billions of dollars hand over fist. I'm one of the nerds that I like the new trilogy, the Rey trilogy. But I had to come to some realizations to that where I don't own Star Wars. It's not mine. They're not messing with my childhood. Those movies have been made. I can still go back and enjoy them whenever I want.
Yeah.
And they're not messing with it at all. And we are nowhere near the topic of the day yet.
I was just thinking that. I was thinking
going off.
We are just going. This is basically, guys, we just gave you a preview of what the Johnny and the Greg podcast is going to be. We're going to transition. We're going to put that actually on pause. We're going to transition and go right back to Topic Thunder. So appreciate you guys hanging on if you hung on.
Because here's what happens. Johnny and I start talking, and then we just keep talking. And we've been doing this for 20 years, and now we're just deciding to record it.
Pretty much, yeah.
And that's what you get.
So the topic today, Greg, I'm not going to do a random topic today because it's something that I wanted to talk to you about. And this isn't, I don't know how you fall on this, but here we go.
Wait, just since you're doing that, I want to tell you that the next one, I get to pick the topic.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Here we go. Daylight savings time.
Yes.
Where do you fall on that, sir? Is there a point, Greg?
I feel like I've read articles on this going and supporting each way, and every time I read an article, I'm like, well, that makes sense. I mean, it was.
Was it originally for the farmers?
That's what I always thought. I thought it was for the farmers.
Okay.
And then someone told me it wasn't for the farmers to get work done. It was so that they would have hours left in the day to go to the pub. And I'm like,
well, okay, all right, hang on.
So you're telling me like a Philadelphia Tavern League decided, yeah, we just don't have enough time to drink. And then Ben Franklin said, wait a second, hold on. What if we just turn the clock and then we have more drinking time?
Dude, does that not sound like, all right, I didn't know Ben Franklin came up with this, but does that not sound like that's something like a bunch of frat guys or a bunch of guys at a bar would come up with?
It could be.
I don't want to go home yet. Well, why don't we just put a fucking law that says we can just go back an hour and we get to stay here, So I can totally see that.
There's a great HBO special done by Robert Wool. Robert Wool? Yeah, and he's a comedian, but he's also an actor. And he was giving a lecture at a college, and it was called Print the Legend, because he said, does it matter if it's the truth? It doesn't matter, because when the legend is better than the truth, you print the legend.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's totally true. So me thinking that Ben Franklin came up with daylight savings time is totally based on, one, national treasure, the Nick Cage movie because
Yeah.
they say in there, do you know who came up with daylight savings time? And it was Ben Franklin. And I just took it as true because, and I even think at the time I maybe like Googled it and I went, oh, he did. Okay. So then it's become true in my brain.
Well, why would you ever question Nicolas Cage?
That's true.
Yeah.
He's
Duh.
not. He is not one to be questioned or trifled with.
Yeah, I guess all right. So if we just, I know Arizona, I think is the only state that's like, nah, man, we ain't doing that stupid shit.
Well, how do they get out of it?
I don't know how they get out of that.
How can they say we're not doing that when the rest of the country is doing that?
I know, I don't get that either.
And does the rest of the world do it? I mean, if you go to Europe, do they? I don't know.
I don't
really
know either. I would think you'd have to, right? Right, because of how the time zones break down.
Well, in like international business, I mean, once upon a time, America was kind of the standard that the world was set by.
Now everybody's going off of China, right? Japan, China.
Yeah, but even I mean, I think what is it, Greenwich? Somewhere is it Greenwich? That's like that's where time starts. Is in Greenwich, like the day and date.
I don't know. That's something new. I've never heard of that. I never even thought of that. Where does time start? But
it's somewhere. I want to say it's in England. And I don't even know why it was there. And I'm looking up daylight savings time now because Lyndon Johnson in 1966.
He came up with it?
No, that doesn't seem right. Oh, this is a very big TRDL. I will put this in the description down below, and you guys can read it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I don't. The only thing I'm thinking of is, like, let's say you lived in the East Coast and it gets dark around 4 p.m., right?
Right, and I get that would suck. I mean,
wouldn't the majority then of people, like, because that's a real thing, man. You live in too much of darkness.
Oh yeah,
especially in the wintertime. That messes with you. So I think a lot of people would start moving towards the West Coast. So maybe that's the reason they don't change it. I don't know. There was a podcast I listened to called How Stuff Works.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Two guys talking about it, and they broke down daylight savings time, and they broke it down, I think, in the spring. It was, I don't know what episode it is, guys, but I'll find it and I'll put in the link below if you want to listen to their podcast. And their podcasts are great. It's like 20, 30 minutes. And they break it down and how they said it would take, like, not our kids' generations, but the next generation to finally be okay with it if we stopped it today. Like, I don't.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, it would take them that long to
adjust to and just be okay. Yeah.
To where in February it's getting, like, New York City, it's dark at 4.
Yeah. Right. So, all right. Well, that's just how I feel about that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been such a part of my life for so long. I mean, that I don't really think about it. I understand the point of, like, do we need it? But it's also out of the scope of world's problems that are out there. I'm like, this doesn't matter. I mean, take it or leave it. I don't care.
I wonder how many of those things that we just go through life that we've never sat and questioned, like that one, like that we sat there and go, why are we doing this? Why? What's the point? You know? All right. So that was our topic. We finally got to one. For those of you that hung around still, thank you. We're going to transition to our fact of the day, which is going to be random. My mouser is all messed up today. All right. Random fact generator is nonviolent attempts to escape Mexican prisons are not punished, as it's human nature to want freedom. So if you are not violent and you try to escape a Mexican prison, you're not punished. Is there a way to be not violent about it? Oh, I'm sure there's tons of not violent, just hiding in, like, laundry or something, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say isn't that how most people? I don't know how people escape prison. I've never tried. But yeah, it's interesting that they're like, no, we're gonna just catch you and throw you back in.
Well, isn't the whole point of escaping prison getting away long enough so nobody knows you escaped? So it gives you, like, a leeway, right?
Yeah.
So most likely, So most likely, if you're going that route, you're probably not going to be violent. You're going to be sneaky, stealthy.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Or I guess maybe if you have to do a chokehold on a guard that surprises you or something. I don't know.
I mean, knowing how corrections facility, maybe not in Mexico, but American corrections facilities are set up.
Yeah.
There's cameras everywhere. There's hallways. There's locked doors. I don't think you could choke somebody out and get away.
Oh, well, yeah. Nowadays,
unless you're by an exit or something.
And the multiple like gateways you got to go through.
Yeah, I'd have to delve into that section of the cable channels that I usually skip over, where they have like a escaped from prison marathon for a day and a half, and I'd be like, I'm going to study up on this and see how people have escaped prison.
You know what? Escape. Speaking of escape, escapology is a fun thing to look into.
What's that?
You know, like the people that get put in like the magicians, like Houdini.
Escapology. It's like an escape artist kind of thing.
Yeah, they know how to get out of certain situations. Yeah,
that would be interesting.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's our fact of the day. Brought to you by, dare we say, the pull box, Greg?
Sure, yeah. Let's talk about the pull. I talked to my team and I'm like, do you guys mind if I say we're sponsoring something? They're like, no, do it.
All right,
so the pullbox.com, check it out.
All right. Greg, that's it for Topic Thunder. We actually clocked in at 21 minutes, so that's not bad, you know.
A lot of Terminator talk, though.
Yeah, a lot of Terminator talk. So we apologize for that. We gave you your topic. We gave you your fact.
We don't. I don't apologize for that at all. They needed to hear that.
You're right. And I started with a rant. I had to get it off my chest. It was just upsetting me so much, actually. So I could still go on about it, but I'm not. All right, man. You have yourself a terrific rest of the week. I will catch you later. Take care, everybody. Thank you very much. See you, Greg.
Bye-bye.